Pypers produce has been going for 50 odd years. We produce about 20,000 tonnes of product. We export about 5,000 tonnes of that to Asia, up in Japan and the Middle East. So Brendan and I bought the company, my name's Brendan Hamilton, 10 years ago, off Nelson and Roseanne Piper. So it was quite an interesting transition. So we obviously worked with the company beforehand, and we obviously realised that with where it's going we need to change and to get better processes in the business. So we obviously have, because we're food safety, we have quite rigorous supply that we've got to go through, so we get audited quite frequently, so we've got to make sure that we do our job properly and correctly. So today it's been working really well, but we're looking into the future with their staff. And I think our lean team has done a really good job to date as far as where we've got to. So I'll pass it over to Brendan and he'll just go through with it.
Okay, so one of the questions is, why does a company like Pyper Produce need to change? Once again, after talking to other companies, look at that, to be more efficient with our time and processes that we have. Okay, to increase our productivity, well, every business wants to build and grow as you go through, so that's one key goal. And to have better communication between staff and management. Obviously, we've got up to 80 staff at times, from seasonal to permanent staff, and probably one of the key factors was the communication to the staff between management. With what Clinton's teaching us to eliminate waste, that's another key factor. If you eliminate waste, you eliminate costs. Okay, and the key one is to create a happy in the workplace and to let staff grow and evolve in the business. Me and Brent were lucky enough. 1999, I think I started Pyper Produce. I involved with the staff, with the company, and now as a director. So that's what we want to achieve with our own staff, bring them through the company. Vision: to work as a team, work efficiently and safely, to create a professional working environment, and that's, I'm pretty sure we're getting there now. To work smarter, not harder. I think that's one of Clinton's famous sayings: work smarter, not harder. And to talk to your staff like that, they go away and think about it, and they actually start to understand what we're trying to do. And have trust between management and staff. So the staff come to work, and they know that at management level that they're a key part of the business. Objectives: okay, to encourage staff to be practical and become involved. So that's right down to understanding growing the product. So it's about communication with them, why we're doing things as a company. Okay, create a cleaner and tidier, efficient work environment. That's your 5S coming into it. Eliminate waste and time, materials. Every company, we're quite surprised if you had analysed it, what you actually waste. Continuous improvement, staff training and development. This whole program has been great for that. We've constantly, since we started back in March, is every time we left a lean management thing, we actually went back and communicated to our staff where we've been at. And we've had real good staff buy-in. Improving processes in the factory and out in the fields, and working together as one. So years ago, probably the bosses were the bosses and the staff were the staff. Now we're one big team, one big family. There's our lean management team. That started in March. So we have fortnightly meetings, go over everything that we're discussing, and working very, very well. Our pink sheet, the pink thing, that was entertaining. I think we only had about 60 odd pink slips, we call them offies, right through from, but the one thing that we got out of that, the staff buy-in. I think probably 90% of our staff had in some way or form put a pink slip up. So it really taught us that they would never say anything to us, but once we gave them the opportunity to do that, they felt like that was their way of speaking to us. And now they're coming forward with more and more, which is great. Process map: obviously with a produce company, we start with our customers and go right through to the potatoes and carrots being in the supermarket. So very similar, it's our process map, and everybody's got a wee bit to do in between. Our boards, obviously, yep, we've got our 5 pillar boards up, and we're slowly working our way through it. Everybody has been designated, as I say, and it seems to be working very well. And that's the other two boards, and that's it. Now we set that up not in our smoker room, we've actually sent that right up at our main entry in the potato pack house, and the staff, it's quite interesting, we've got a Coca-Cola machine at the end of it, which 90% of staff will walk to, so they've got to walk right past it, which it's been really, really good, and our main office is right there. And as Clinton said earlier, one benefit we've seen already out of the board is our customers coming through there. Our main clients, lots of foodstuffs, Progressive, the marketing system, they come in there, the first thing they walk into is that. It's surprising. Every one of them will actually say, what's that all about? So you start selling it, you start talking about it, you start skiting about it, as we were saying before, and once they walk away from it, they actually go, shit, this company's quite professional in what they're doing. So we've seen that as a very big plus. There's our floor pan. Obviously you've got potato shed is in the blue, carrot shed is in the green, and our storage shed for potatoes is in the pink. So we've designated a person for each zone. So every zone has got one guy in charge of that zone. So, and obviously the wee yellow area was our pilot area. So that's where we started, which was the packaging area, which as you can see, there's our packaging area, all shelving. And what we've done is we gave it to one guy. We said, this is your area, we're creating a pilot area, and we want it to do your way because you're the man that does all the packaging, and with our help, and it's quite surprising. He took it on board. Look, he even got to the stage he treated every label of every carton around. So now, anybody could go there now and find that bit of packaging they need. Whereas prior to that, a guy on a foot would come in and he'd go ask him where you got the 1 kilo carrot bags. Well, now he doesn't have to ask him, it's there. Everything's visual. Red tag area, yeah, God help us, yeah, if we put anything in his red tag area. Well, he's very good at putting things in the red tag area. If it doesn't belong in his area, he shoves it straight in the red tag area, which means that becomes their problem to either move it or use it, which is great. Presentation. Myself and Brent presented the 5 boards to the staff about a fortnight ago. It went really well. Staff buy-in has been really great. Obviously we have a lot of casual workers, seasonal workers, foreign workers. It's the interest that they've got in it has been really great. They're always asking questions. Challenges. Yeah, getting everybody on board. That as we progress through this program, it's got easier and easier. Admitting we need to improve. Well, that's why we're here. We realised that before we were signed up, we needed to be able to declutter. Yeah, well, you know, funny how Clinton has been picking on NES, but me and Brent go, he had a good look around our plant. He obviously didn't have his eyes open that day. We only showed him what we wanted him to see.
Hopefully you feel better now, guys.
So, yeah, and taking the time, you know, time is important. Okay. Benefits, seeing the changes in the attitude to staff. That's been the biggest plus for myself and Brent, is just seeing people feeling more responsible for the job they're doing and taking control, you know, taking ownership of their own job. You're realising how being organised eliminates the waste. If you've got a process in place, you'll find that you'll start eliminating waste straight away. And staff having to think about their own, how they can improve their own jobs. It's been great. Then coming to talk to us and saying, well, if we do this a different way, it'll make it easier on me. And it's something that we haven't actually thought ourselves because we're not doing the job. You know, we're not in that specific area that day, and it's working really well. Acknowledgement. Okay, once again, Pypers would like to thank Clinton, Venture South and Scott. Well done. It's been a great journey for us, and yeah, I couldn't actually say anything wrong about it. And anybody we've talked to has always been positive. Yeah. And once again, Lean team. It's been a challenge. We've got there. We've done that. Gladys, big thank you to you. finally got us through.
But guys, as you went through that presentation, I'm wondering with me if you picked up on the key theme of that presentation. I wrote down 2 words right in the beginning of that presentation, and the theme followed through. The 2 words I wrote down were communication and people. How many of you picked up on that incredible strong theme around communication and people? Guys, there was a saying in Japan, and the saying was, in Japan, lager is the glue that holds society together. Yep, amazing. They're very insular, very shy in Japan, wonderful people, but you won't learn anything about them until you put 2 or 3 beers down their throats. And then you'll hear all their weird deviant preferences and everything you don't want to hear, but you'll really get to know all about them. In fact, they have a formal meeting in Japan called nomikai, which means literally drinking meeting. How cool. I lived in a place for 5 years where you went on a drinking meeting once a week. And a successful meeting is if you'd ended up on your back and had to be pushed home in a shopping trolley. That was the most successful meeting. And the purpose of those meetings is about building relationships, getting to know people. Thankfully in the West we don't have such society pressure on us that we're terrified to say anything or do anything. So lager, quite literally, is the glue that holds that whole Japanese society together. It allows them, it almost becomes the excuse to let your hair down, open up and get to know the people around you. And it's a wonderful thing to say. But what has that got to do with this course? I forget. No, I do. I remember. Communication. Communication is the glue that holds any journey of change together. Communication is the tool we use to engage staff, to engage stakeholders, to get them involved, to keep them involved. And we don't just mean, when we talk about communication, we don't just talk about verbal, we talk about visual communication, we talk about leading through action. Many, many ways of doing it. So wonderful communication. You mentioned how your boards, as a communication tool, are engaging your very important customers. Awesome. And I think when I came to visit you, your customer said, is this a quality management system? And you went, yeah. And then you asked me, Clinton, is it a quality management? I said, yes, it's a quality management system. The communication around this program is the glue that in itself will hold it together. And you need to understand communication is a process we need to stick to. Don't neglect communication. And people, I love those photographs, guys, standing up in front of your team. What a great, great photo to put up for us. That demonstrates to us, A, the communication, but B, the importance you place on your people. Lean, guys, is not a set of magical tools that are going to transform your life and your business for you. Lean is a set of simple tools that you put into the hands of the wonderful people that work within your organization. In that sense, it's about people. My own journey in life and through my career has gone on that journey. I started life as an engineer, goodness, many years ago, back in the mid-80s. I would suggest I'm quite a qualified psychologist at this stage of my career. In other words, from going from very tactical, tools-based methodologies to drive improvement, I now truly understand that 80% of my work is about people. Wonderful that you guys picked up on that, guys. Absolutely fantastic.